If you're an elopement photographer and you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or like you're spinning your wheels, this episode is for you. Almost 1 year ago, we recorded our 100th episode and packed it with 33 actionable tips you can actually use right now. No fluff, nothing too deep, just real, practical advice on booking better clients, refining your workflow, and simplifying your business. We are replaying it today because honestly, it still holds up. So grab a notebook and a pen and let's get into it.
Welcome to Stoked, the podcast that helps adventure elopement photographers hit six figures and beyond in their businesses without hustling on social media. I'm your host, Megan McPhail, a former burnt-out emergency veterinarian that quit my hard-earned career to become an elopement photographer. Now I'm living a life I absolutely love, full of travel, adventure, and financial abundance, and I am hell-bent on helping you do the same. Are you ready to start booking out your calendar with dream couples in breathtaking locations and feeling genuinely stoked about your elopement photography business, life, and bank account? Then let's dive into this week's episode. Hey, it's your host, Megan McPhail.
And your co-host, Todd Reedy.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this special episode. It is episode 100. We have done 100 episodes weekly every Thursday for almost 2 years now. And I can't believe it. It's all thanks to you that we are here, you amazing listeners, elopement photographers, entrepreneurs, everyone that's listening. I can't believe we've gone from this just being a little idea that I was really, really afraid to do to now 100 episodes in and over 20,000 downloads. And yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Yes. And today we were going to do an episode on 100 tips, but it started getting redundant and we were repeating ourselves and including some dumb things that we were just throwing in there to get to 100. So now we're doing 33 tips. These are 33 actionable tips that touch on mindset, marketing, client experience, gear, elopement planning, all the things. So these are things that we've learned the hard way, that we've seen firsthand, that we've taught others, and maybe we've talked about them on the podcast before, maybe we haven't, but I'm ready to dive in. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So first we're going to start with mindset and vision. Everything in business has to start with your mindset and vision. So our best tips for you, number one, is to define your why for being an elopement photographer. This is important. It can't just be for the gram or for people to pay for your travel. You got to have a deeper why behind it.
Yeah, your business is going to get tough. There's going to be good times and bad times. And the bad times, you're going to question, why the hell am I doing this? Like, why is this worth it? And I've had to fall back on that several times. So figuring that out, whether you have to write it down or put it as your screensaver or a tattoo, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's important and you're going to need it.
Yes, define your why. Number two is remember that photos are the most treasured possessions that people own by far. Our work is really important. So we may not be curing cancer, we may not be solving world hunger, but we are creating the most treasured possessions people own. That's important.
Yeah.
Number three is to let go of perfectionism. I want you to be a B or C grade student across the board in your business. Trying to go for all A's is going to keep you stuck.
Yeah, there's just not enough time. There's not enough mental energy for it.
Mm-hmm.
So your B and C grade work is going to be good enough and your clients won't know the difference and they'll be happy regardless.
Yes. Number four is celebrate both small wins and big milestones. So often we get stuck kind of like looking into the future, seeing how much farther we have to go that we forget how far we've come. So make sure you celebrate the little things and the big things. Even if it's just pushing publish on a blog post, celebrate that. And number five is make your business fun. I can't stress this enough. This seems silly, but so many people white knuckle their business and are stressed by it and feel a ton of pressure and stuff. And as soon as you start having fun in your business and being conscious towards making it fun, that's the best. You're going to attract more people. You're going to have more fun. It's not going to feel like work. You're going to get more done. You're going to put yourself out there more, and it's just going to be amazing.
All right, so now we'll shift topics to marketing and branding. And so we have 4 under this category. And so the first one is number 6, showcasing a full elopement day to attract your dream clients. So like you have to show what you want to shoot. And so if you want to shoot full day elopements, you need to kind of paint that picture, whether that's on Instagram or blogs or however you're going to show what you're capable of. You need to show a full day elopement.
Yeah, you want getting ready photos, you want activities, you want food, you want picnics, you want a first dance, first look, all kinds of things. Show what you want to shoot. And if you want to shoot all day elopements, which I love and I think are the best for our couples too, then yeah, you got to show that stuff. Number 7 is one of my favorites. Use Google Ads. Use Google Ads, guys. That's the best way to show up first on Google, target the right couples, book out your calendar. Every single photographer that I have helped hit 6 figures in their business, it has been because of Google Ads. If you are not using Google Ads, then you're going to be on the struggle bus. That's just how it is, period, point blank.
All right, the next one, number 8, is sharing testimonials and behind the scenes moments on your social media to build trust. So the first part of that is testimonials. Like people want to know that your previous clients are happy and that you've done a great job. But then the other side of that is behind the scenes, like what it actually would look like to have you as their elopement photographer. They want to see how you're navigating the day, how you're interacting with your couples, how you're, interacting with the environment, all the different things. So build the trust, show yourself on your social medias.
Yeah. And that goes right into number 9, which is to share your own personal adventures and you yourself as a person, because people do want to connect with you. And that's really what I want us to use social media for. So I want you to help people get to know you by sharing your own personal life and travels and pets and stuff like that, so that people can connect with you on a deeper level before reaching out and inquiring and booking with you. Okay, next up, we're going into client experience, which is super important. Everything that we do should be so that we can give our ideal clients the best experience on their elopement day possible. So number 10 is to create a detailed timeline. And I love my timelines. They are very detailed, including drive times and buffer time for like changing shoes and whatever. But beyond just like creating the timeline, be confident with your plan because you are the expert in this moment, but have those buffers in the timeline for spontaneous moments or if things run long and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we also like to have not necessarily like a line item in the timeline, but like having time to let the couple just like breathe and like be in the moment and take in the view without us interacting or, taking photos of them, like us stepping back and allowing them to enjoy their day. That isn't necessarily a scripted moment.
Yeah, let them breathe, let them be in the moment, and don't think that you have to be constantly taking photos. I am not taking photos the whole elopement day. More times than not, I have my camera down, and then I just take photos during very specific periods.
All right, number 11 is be cool going with the flow. And I'm like chuckling as I say that and smiling because I do struggle going with the flow, but super important to like, you just got to go with the flow. Like, yeah, you may script this beautiful timeline, but stuff's going to happen. Things are going to go off course, and being cool and like being like the guide and like knowing that if you're stressing out, your couple is going to sense that and then they're going to get stressed out. So like you really have to be just cool with it and know that you're in charge of it. You're going to make the best of it and you're going to be in charge of the day, but you don't have to be in charge of every single moment and every single minute.
Yeah, definitely try not to stress, especially if you have to like utilize backup plans or something, because your clients will sense it. And the more fun they have, the better their experience will be, the better their photos will be. And everything just goes better if they're not stressing. So yeah. Number 12, set expectations for weather and terrain. So I really love to talk with my couples ahead of time about what weather is expected on their elopement day. And especially if we're hiking or even just going into the wilderness a little bit, I'm setting expectations. I'm explaining to them how long the hike is going to be, what shoes they should be wearing, when we'll have a bathroom next. Like I just don't want them to be totally in the dark. The more you set expectations, the better.
All right. And then 13, I threw this one in here. So Megan and I are not gift givers. If you know the different love languages, one of them is gift giving, and we are not that. So we've tried to give gifts, but we just aren't very good. So the tip here is if you are a gift giver, curate and give awesome client gifts. That's going to be huge. But if you're not, don't stress about it. Don't do it. Just let it go. Your clients are going to love you as a photographer. They're going to love you as a person, and their 5-star review or their experience is not going to be hindered by you not giving them some kind of gift.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, client experience is what gift I give. And no, client experience is way more than that. And it doesn't even have to involve a gift if that stresses you out. And I get stressed out receiving gifts from people too, because it's just more stuff I have to like manage. And I don't want a bunch of stuff. So yeah, if that's you and you resonate with that, then do your own thing. All right, next up, we've got preparation and planning. So tip number 14, always scout your plan. So we always do a dry run of our elopements ahead of time because I don't want to come up to any surprises on somebody's elopement. I want to make sure I know the parking and bathroom situation and the trailhead location, and I just have everything sorted and understood. And that way, if we are doing a dry run of everything and a trailhead's closed or a bathroom's closed or a parking lot's closed or whatever it is, we have a backup plan in place. So scouting ahead of time is huge and 100% what I recommend and why we charge the big bucks. There's a lot of photographers who don't scout ahead of time and then come across issues that they are having to troubleshoot in the moment, the day of the elopement, and we just don't have those issues.
All right, so the next one, which will turn into 3, is so 15 is pack a day of emergency kit. And we've talked about this before. Basically, we have this bag that goes into our car every elopement that we go on, and it has first aid, snacks, water, blankets, hand warmers, yak tracks, basically anything that we could possibly need if the weather goes bad or we just need. And that's always with us on elopement days. Number 16 and 17 that go part of that are to have 2 clear umbrellas. Even in the desert, in the high alpine areas, it's going to rain at some point in time. So we have these 2 clear umbrellas. They photograph really well, and we just have them for our couple to keep them dry, as well as then to get some cute photos. And then 17 is to have 2 clear ponchos, and for the same very reason. Like, it's going to rain at some point in time, and your couple can just throw those on really fast. And again, it's like a moment that you can capture, and it makes it look cute. And so... yeah, 2 clear ponchos, 2 clear umbrellas that go into your day of emergency kit that you always have on elopement days.
Hey photographer, do you dream of having a successful elopement photography business but don't know where to start? Imagine having the confidence to double or triple your prices, booking your calendar solid with dream couples and breathtaking locations, and feeling genuinely stoked about your business, your life, and your bank account? Then I'd like to introduce you to Stoked Academy, the go-to membership community for adventure elopement photographers that are ready to scale their businesses to 6 figures and beyond, all without hustling on social media. In Stoked Academy, you'll get access to everything you need to build a 6-figure business, like mastering marketing strategies, pricing for profit, elopement planning, worksheets, templates, spreadsheets, and so much more. Plus, you'll connect with a positive, supportive community of elopement photographers who are as passionate as you are. And the best part? It's insanely affordable, like less than the cost of a new memory card for your camera. Plus, as a member, you'll get to join me for a monthly group coaching call where we dive deep into strategies that will take your business to the next level. If this sounds awesome, then head over to stokedacademy.com to learn more about the membership and join us. I can't wait to see you in there. Yes, I love all of those things. And number 18 is if you need a checklist to remember your gear or what you need to bring for the couple, like a packing list or even a checklist of images and photos that you want to shoot, then make one and use one and pull it up on the day of to make sure that you guys aren't forgetting anything. I always have a checklist with me. And I often will put things that the couple put in their questionnaire that are really important to them just to like double check and make sure that I'm getting them the things that they want. Or if I have like an idea for a photo, but then we're moving on to something else, I'll jot it down and I'll bring up that checklist on my phone multiple times throughout the day to just make sure that I'm doing everything I need to do. No harm in that.
All right, this next grouping is gear, and gear's my favorite, so I'm going to take the lead on this one.
It's not my favorite, so.
Yeah, so we got a couple here. So first one, which would be number 19 on the grand list, is to know your gear. I mean, your camera should just like be an extension of your body. You should know every button on it. You should know where your fingers go. If you turn a dial to the right, if you turn it to the left, you need to know what your camera is capable of. And so the only way to do that is by practice. And you've heard us talk ad nauseum about putting in the reps, doing styled shoots, shooting your friends for free, whatever it is to build your confidence in your photo taking abilities. You also need to build that confidence in your gear. So practice, know every freaking button and every option on that camera, because you never know when you're going to need it or when you're going to need to know it fast. Conditions change and you got to change your shutter speed or your ISO. You need to do that quick and you need to know it just by muscle memory.
Yeah, and the more you feel comfortable with your camera and it's just like second nature, the less you'll worry about it, and then you can use that brain space for other things. And back in the day when I was first starting out, I used to do these like 30-day photo challenges, and I would just Google them online because there's a ton of them, and it would basically just give you prompts for every day of the month, and you're supposed to take photos based on those prompts. So it was like nothing elopement related, but it did help me get really comfortable with different lighting situations and focusing and knowing my camera really well. So something else you could do besides styled shoots is just play around with photo prompts every day.
All right, next on the gear list is always have extra lens wipes. I took this one because I'm always the one having to give Megan.
Because I never have them.
Yeah. So whether you're using like the cloth ones or you can buy like a book of like the paper ones that are super cheap, just have them. They're cheap, they're lightweight. Put them in all the different pockets of your jackets, in your backpack, wherever you like haul your gear. Just have lots of them so you just will always have one when you need one.
Mm-hmm. And number 21, I love this one, is standardize how you store and transport your gear. This is key for me because, again, like I'm always trying to clear up my brain space. So everything that I have, all of my gear always lives in my Pelican case. And anytime we go to an elopement, I bring the whole Pelican case, and then I will take things out of there and put it into my backpack as needed. But essentially everything has its place in my Pelican case, and each camera goes into a certain place, each lens goes into a certain place, dead batteries go into a certain place, charged batteries go into a certain place, SD cards. It's just all has its place. I could look at my Pelican case and know if something is missing, but I also never close my Pelican case if something's missing. Like the only time I ever close it and snap it shut is if everything is in its perfect spot. That might be the neurodivergent in me. But I am crazy about that. And Todd even knows not to touch my stuff.
Yep. Megan has her gear. I have my gear. I don't try to help.
Mm-hmm.
We just know our systems. A lot of this, I mean, this whole list is just like having systems and like having the way that you do things makes your life so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next tip for gear is number 22. And this is to periodically replace your SD and CF cards. I don't think we should dictate how often you do that. I mean, you know better than we do how often things get used, how rough or how delicate you are with your gear. But I mean, the grand scheme of things, SD cards and CF cards are relatively inexpensive compared to having to deal with lost or corrupt data or running out of space when you're in the middle of the backcountry and you're out. So put some thought into it, make a regular schedule to buy new SD cards, whether that's every year, every 6 months. Again, make your schedule that works for you, but periodically replace those things because they are expendable.
Yep.
And the last one for gear is number 23. Just prepare for your gear to malfunction. Like at some point in time, your camera is going to do something wonky. It's not going to talk to the lens. It's going to not accept the battery, whatever it may be. Just like know that something bad may happen. And so we always have 2 camera bodies on us. We have extra lenses. So like always be able to continue to take photos. Wherever you are, like be prepared for something to go wrong with your equipment.
Yes, redundancies are important. The next section's my favorite, which is business and personal growth. So our tip 24 is to set clear financial goals for your business. Know how many elopements you need to book and how much to charge. I think a lot of people have this idea that, I don't know, their prices are going to magically go up or they're going to magically hit six figures somehow, but it has to be a very active thing that you pursue. Like if you're waiting for some person to come along and be like, oh, you're so cheap, you should charge more or something, like that doesn't happen. I'm coming here to tell you that. I'm swooping in, but you have to set very clear financial goals for your business. You have to set how many elopements you want to book. You have to set the prices that you want to charge, and you have to work up to those things actively. It's not just going to happen for you.
The next tip is number 25. That's similar, but you need to calculate and know the cost of running your business. We've talked about this many, many episodes, and I love spreadsheets and I love doing calculations, but knowing those numbers and like how much to charge, how much it's going to cost you to shoot an elopement, to travel, to do all of your back end, all of your softwares and your overhead, like knowing that information will allow you to make better data supported business decisions, which will then, in the grand scheme of things, make you more money, which is at the end of the day, like our big thing of running a business is to make money. And so having those numbers is the way to do that.
Yeah. And I think most people are shocked when they fill in their cost of doing business spreadsheet that we have and see how much they're actually spending every month and every year and per elopement. Like they are shocked. It's expensive to run a photography business. So even just knowing those numbers might help you increase your prices just by the knowledge of like, man, I'm like actually losing money if I charge $1,500, I'm paying somebody for the privilege of shooting their elopement. So number 26 is a big one for me, which is track your numbers. Again, if you want to make important data-backed business decisions and do things actively instead of passively, then knowing your website traffic, your number of inquiries and where they're coming from, the percentage of inquiries that you book versus the percentage that ghost, how many consult calls you get on, how many bookings you make and where they're coming from. Like those are just all important numbers that you need to track. So again, get good at spreadsheets. You can't ignore these things as a business owner, no matter how much you want to just be a photographer and do creative stuff. You've got to track numbers.
Yes, I love spreadsheets, but not all of you creatives do. And so the alternative to that is number 28, which is using a CRM. So whether that's Honeybook, Dubsado, 17 Hats, Studio Ninja, like every other, there's like a million out there. Pick one, get intimate with it, like know how to use it and like be an expert. Like it has a lot of those features, like it'll track a lot of those numbers for you. So if you're not a spreadsheet person and you don't want to manually do those things, rely heavily on your CRM. It'll do it for you and you're already paying for that service. So yeah, get real intimate with your CRM.
And intimate with the data. Todd loves to say that line. And we can drop my affiliate link for Dubsado, which I think gives you a free month or 20% off, something like that. We can drop that in the show notes. Cool. And then 29 is to establish bookkeeping practices. So this is also not very fun and creative, but you got to keep track of your business expenses and your income. So we use QuickBooks for that, and it makes it really easy. You can set rules up where like every time this charge comes through, it's automatically added into your business expenses under such and such category. So essentially, when it's time for me to pay quarterly taxes and yearly taxes, like my bookkeeping is done, kind of automated by QuickBooks.
Yeah. And if you're not comfortable with running QuickBooks and you want to have someone to like do your bookkeeping, like that's okay. Like, that we're proponents of outsourcing things that don't bring you joy or that rob you of your energy. So if you don't want to deal with it and it's stressful to you, hire a bookkeeper. Let them do it for whatever they cost.
Yeah, I think like $150 a month or something like that.
Yeah. So then that takes us to number 30, which is standardize how you save for taxes. So whether it's a percentage of each booking that comes in or each payment, whether you take a chunk out of your income every month or whatever that looks like in your business, standardize how you're going to save for taxes. So at the beginning of the year, it's not like a freak out. It's standardized and everything will be taken care of. The money is going to be in a different pot because you've been proactively saving for it and knowing that you're going to have to cough up some money to Uncle Sam.
And putting in a high yield savings account is what I do. And I tend to, just because we have so many little things coming in all the time from like our low ticket stuff in Stoked Academy, I save a certain amount a week towards taxes. But before, when we were just doing elopements, it was a percentage. So yeah, again, just figure out what makes the most sense for you and standardize it and save that money. And if you're paying a lot in taxes, that means you're profiting a lot. And don't be one of those people who's like at the end of a successful year and you have to pay like $20K and you don't have it. Like, don't do that. Okay. 31 is to prioritize self-care to avoid burnout. And there's a lot. I mean, we have probably multiple podcast episodes about all of this, but essentially the best thing you can do to prevent burnout is to set boundaries and stick to them that help you preserve your energy. And then another really great thing you can do to avoid burnout is charging a lot of money so that you're working less per elopement and working smarter and not harder. Don't overbook yourself, you guys.
I think we got out of order.
We skipped 27.
So we're going to go back to 27. It just felt better to skip it, but now we're going back. So number 27 is to build a network of trusted vendors for referrals. So your couples are coming to you as the expert and they're stressed and they want their elopement to be easy. And so by you being the expert and like being able to provide those referrals to like vendors that you know and trust and love, will go a long way for not only you, but for your clients. So our recommendation is to have kind of the top ones are, having videographers in your back pocket, you know, and like to hang out with and know they do good work, florists, and then hair and makeup. I feel like those are the three big ones for elopements. Am I missing any?
Maybe officiants.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one too. So have a few of those in each category that you just love and would be happy to put your neck on the line and say like, yeah, I trust Bob, the officiant, or Sue, the florist. Have those and be ready to give those to your clients.
Yeah. And then back to 32. Tip 32, have a community and make sure it's not a toxic community. A lot of Facebook groups are toxic and give horrible, horrible advice. So if you don't feel uplifted by a Facebook group, I would leave it. But there's so many times where the answer to our problems is to lean on your community. And so it could be an online group, could be a forum, it could be real people who live in your city that are photographers. It could be your Instagram friends, your TikTok friends, and having a community is key. And I don't know what I would do on the bad days if I couldn't rely on my Instagram besties, and my Stoked Academy members and the Elopement Photographer Mastermind members and my Google Ads course members. Like, they're all so amazing. If you don't have a community, you should find one.
And the community goes both ways, right? So like you can't just constantly take and like need advice and need help and constantly looking for stuff. Like you have to provide the other side of that and like actually like celebrate your other people, like celebrate your colleagues, comment on people's work, tell them it's beautiful, like tell them they're doing a good job. So again, like community does go both ways. And so don't just
take, give.
Yeah. Leave the place better than you found it.
Yeah. And I've also, going along with that, if you can turn around and teach somebody something that you've learned that has helped your business, that's also amazing. And that really helps you as well. Like I became an even better business owner by teaching others. So yeah, if you can teach people things in a community, then that's awesome. And it's all about community over competition, where none of us are truly in any kind of competition because we are so unique. So yeah, don't be afraid to turn around and teach people stuff. It'll make you a better business owner by doing that. And number 33 is don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. That could be from this community. That could be from courses. That could be from coaching, from me. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't feel like you have to do everything on your own. Don't be afraid to understand your limitations. Don't feel shame and guilt by not being able to do everything on your own. Don't be afraid to outsource things if you freaking hate them and you know that it needs to get done for your business. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And that includes even from your family members and your spouse and your friends. Maybe you need a week where you're not having to clean up the house so that you can get some work done. Or today we took our 2 crazy dogs, Toby and Piper, to the doggy daycare so they could get out of our hair for a second because they just want to go in and out all day and it disrupts our workflow. Like, ask for help if you need it. You don't have to have all the weight of your business on your shoulders. You can kind of spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, easier said than done, but yeah. Super important. Like, CEOs have business coaches, professional athletes have coaches. So if you need the help, ask for it, and people are willing to help you.
Yeah. I still have coaches. I have all kinds of things. So yeah, don't be afraid to get that help. It does not mean anything against you and what you're doing. You're doing great. So yeah, so that's what started as 100 tips, and then we whittled down to 33 tips that we thought were some of the more important ones. And yeah, 100 episodes, 2 years of doing this podcast, countless photographers helped, countless elopements photographed, lots of vacations taken,
lots of guests,
lots of really great guests on the podcast. We're going to have many more great guests. Like, I feel like we're just getting started, which is crazy 2 years in.
Yeah. So if you are still listening and there's someone like that you idolize and you want to hear from, please let us know. If there's a topic that you want us to dive deep in and give more information in, let us know. I mean, this forum is to help you guys. And so we are here for any feedback or like direction to make that happen. So please let us know what we can do to better help you and your elopement photography business.
And if you love the podcast, let us know by leaving a review. We would love to see more reviews and get some more feedback from you guys. So thank you so much for listening to our 100 episodes. We'll see you next week.
For 101.
Yep. Bye. Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode of Stoked. If you enjoyed the show and you'd like to help support the podcast, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell a friend. If you're looking for more inspiring elopement photography content, check us out on Instagram at Megan McPhail. And if you'd like to hear more about my business coaching and how I can personally help you hit 6 figures as an elopement photographer, then check out my website at www.meganmcphail.com.